Barca board to resign. City eye up Pep's replacement. Pogba quits France. A transfer roundup. Plus last week's Friday feels and Emoji Mondays, all coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. First up, and some sensational news coming out of Barcelona, and it's that their president, Josep Maria Bartomeu, and the board could be resigning today. Yes, you heard it right. The board that has caused so much turmoil could be out of there by the end of today. Now, if you look at Bartomeu and the time that he spent at Barcelona, there have been a lot of success. You cannot take that away from him. But on the flip side, he has also caused so much drama, so much turmoil that has left the club in tatters at times. The most recent drama to come out of Barcelona was, of course, the Lionel Messi transfer saga, with the player himself kind of throwing a little bit of shade and hinting that he did have some issues with the board. And more recently, Gerard Piqué has come out and also had things to say. A lot of players have had things to say about this board. A lot of fans have had things to say about this board. There have been so many opinions, but whatever your stance on it is, I do think that a clean break would probably be the best thing. After the Messi drama, it continued with Suarez's exit, Vidal's exit, and of course, over the weekend, El Clasico. So many people thought that Barcelona were going to get a win on that one, and they actually ended up losing 3-1 to their rivals Real Madrid at home. However, with a new manager at the helm in Ronald Koeman, maybe in January he will be bringing some players in. Some players have had contract renewals. We will probably be saying goodbye to some players. I think this is probably the best thing. I know a lot of Barcelona fans will be happy about this. You know, a clean break is what's best, and if Koeman has a fighting chance of resurrecting this Barca team and bringing a little bit of joy after so much heartache that's gone on recently, you know, I'm all for it, and I think this is definitely the best move. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this one, but what is for certain, that if this board and Bartomeu end up leaving, it will usher in a completely new era for life at Barcelona. Next up, and it's over to Manchester with Manchester City, and they have reportedly already eyed up the replacement for manager Pep Guardiola. The man in question, you ask? Julian Nagelsmann, the RB Leipzig manager. The reason that he is on City's radar is because Guardiola's contract does run out in the summer of 2021, and it seems like there is a little bit of uncertainty as to whether he's actually going to sign an extension or whether he's going to depart. City have said that they're not going to put up a fight. If Guardiola does want to leave, they will let him leave in peace, and it's kind of understandable. You know, he has been at the club since 2016, and I think it's good that they're willing to just maybe cut ties and move on if Guardiola doesn't want to be there anymore. Like I say, he's been there for so many years now, and it wouldn't be a complete shock if it came out that he did just want a new opportunity. Now, as well as Nagelsmann, there is of course Mauricio Pochettino. He is also the name that is being thrown into the ring for this job. Now, I don't really see much truth in this. I think with Pochettino, he's been linked with Manchester United, Juventus, Real Madrid, basically any job that's going that may need a new manager. Pochettino is at the front of the queue. Like I say, rumoured with so many teams at the moment, do not see this one. However, Nagelsmann is an interesting one. His footballing style has caught the attention of a lot of teams apparently, and it's no surprise. At the end of the day, he's only been there since 2019, but he managed to make sure that his team finished third in the Bundesliga, and they did get to the semi-final of the Champions League, which is a massive achievement. And although they did lose Timo Werner, you know, they still have a great team, and I'm sure everybody will be watching him to see what happens with his team this season. Whether he makes the move to Manchester City or not, we'll have to wait and see. Currently, for Manchester City, things aren't looking amazing. They're 13th in the league. They've had 2 disappointing draws and a loss. And with Aguero potentially injured again and Champions League games coming up, it's going to be a busy schedule for City, and it's interesting to see how they will fare. You know, this whole Guardiola situation, I can't see him leaving for some reason. I feel like until he gets them a little bit closer to a Champions League trophy, not saying he will necessarily win one with them, he's certainly got the capabilities as we've seen in the past, but maybe until he gets them a little bit closer to a Champions League trophy or some kind of success in that competition, I think then maybe he'll depart, but I just have a feeling that he's got a little bit of unfinished business there. However, if he did depart, you know, Premier League titles, FA Cup, Community Shield, League Cups. I think that if he did leave, Manchester City would certainly, take it in their stride and respect the amount of success that this man has brought that team. Next up, staying in Manchester, and it's over to Manchester United with Paul Pogba, and he has reportedly quit playing for the French national team. Now, the 27-year-old has got over 70 caps for the country. He was obviously a vital cog in the machine that won the World Cup back in 2018, but apparently he's hanging up his boots. The reason behind all of this is President Emmanuel Macron. He has come out with some very bold statements linking Islam to terrorism. Of course, Paul Pogba is a practicing Muslim, and these comments have persuaded him to not play for the French team anymore, although it hasn't been confirmed yet by the federation. Now, of course, Pogba has his beliefs that everybody respects, but he's also a very reasonable man, and I feel like if there's some kind of apology or some kind of effort in order to show that this wasn't intended, they've made a mistake, they hold their hands up, I think we probably will see him playing for the national team again. He was so important in that World Cup campaign. He's so important in midfield for France and for Manchester United. And I feel like this won't be the last time that we've seen him playing for France. And with COVID depending, the Euros are fast approaching, he will certainly want to be a part of that team and help them get to that trophy. One thing's for sure, it will be interesting to see how this story develops and if Pogba can be persuaded to play for his country again. Next up, and it is a transfer roundup, this is where we take a look at some of the other news and transfers going on in the footballing world. And first up, Manchester United. Now, they reportedly could have had Dayot Upamecano as one of their players if it wasn't for a row over £200,000. Going over to Spain, and La Liga president has come out saying that Messi would tarnish his reputation if he moved over to the Premier League. Over to Liverpool, and they are reportedly setting their sights on Ozan Kabak. He's a young defender for Schalke, and it's looking like they're going to swoop in with a £20 million offer in the new year. And finally, Riyad Mahrez from Manchester City has spoken out about the rumours for him wanting to transfer to PSG is absolutely fake. Now we come to Friday Feels. This is where you guys left some predictions in the comment section on Friday's video, and I had a little look. Now, the White Army, congratulations. You were one of very, very few people that predicted that Real Madrid would win 3-1 against Barcelona. Malcolm de Amaral predicted that very, very boring Manchester United-Chelsea game. He guessed that it would finish 0-0. And finally, Jaden predicted that Aston Villa's unbeaten run would come to an end, which it did this weekend as they lost 3-0 to Leeds United. And last but by no means least, we have Emoji Mondays. This is where we shove a few emojis on some of the games that happened this weekend. And first up, best player, for me, it's got to be Michail Antonio for West Ham. That amazing overhead kick, oh my God, that was so special. And although the game did end in a draw, it was a great result for West Ham and a great goal for the player. And it's actually his third goal in 6 appearances this season so far. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what else he brings to the table this season. Next, worst player, I mean, it's got to be Harry Maguire. Who else is it going to be? The fact that he put Azpilicueta in a headlock, an actual headlock. Like, we have seen the footage, he put him in a headlock. How is that okay? And how did Chelsea not get a penalty? Like, obviously, we all know I'm a United supporter, but Chelsea 100% should have had something for that. Harry Maguire recently, and some of the decisions that he's making, I'm not going to lie, they are really, really worrying me. But to do something like that and get away with it, absolute liberty. And finally, best result, this has got to go to Real Madrid for getting that win at El Clasico. There was so much riding on this game for both teams, and Real just took the game by the scruff of the neck and they got the job done, so congratulations to them. And that is everything for today's daily news. Why don't you guys let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought of today's daily news, and of course Emoji Mondays. Whilst you're there, hit that like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribing, and check out all the other content that we've got going on here at OneFootball by clicking here or here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys later.